Good morning. I want to talk about something very important to me, and it has to do with the information that we receive on WhatsApp and the newspapers about um, the collaborating political parties in Liberia withdrawing from the collaboration they had to defeat George Weah. I think one of the reasons is to defeat George Weah in the upcoming presidential elections in 2023. And my thing, yeah, as a outsider, it puzzles me a lot to see that most of the political parties, the collaborating political parties, most of them whom have not or were not able to win 2% in the national elections for the past four elections, 2017, no, 1997, 2005, 11, and then they just go elections that George Weah won. Most of the political parties that in the so-called collaborating political parties were not able to win anything in these elections. And so when these parties, who are just symbolic in name only, are withdrawing from the coalition, that gives them a better chance of winning, then that becomes troubling. I always said it that Liberia has a lot of political parties. I think that it's a need for us to formulate laws and policies that will try to curtail these political parties to make them to be able to work together on the political groupings. And that's why I was encouraged. Not so much that they are coming together to defeat George Weah government, but they are coming together so they can get strong political parties in Liberia. Like Ghana, they have a lot of parties in Ghana. Like the United States, they have more than the Republicans and the Democrats in the United States. They had other parties, but you have the two strongest parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, that both are two heavyweights. They're like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder go in the ring. Those are two heavyweights. Anybody can win. And so that's how the United States is. That's how the two parties in the United States are. Even in Ghana, the two biggest political parties will always win elections in Ghana. I'm not saying that a third party won't win elections in Ghana, or a third party won't win elections in the United States, but it's going to be difficult. So in Liberia's situation, the reason I'm so happy with the coalition, the collaborating political parties is, or I was happy with. Not that I like them so much, but once you have these groupings and they're under one umbrella, they can trash out the political differences internally, and then they can go outside and face the force outside of them. But when you start to withdraw, like the LPP, or there's a LAP, Liberal Action Party, and other parties withdrawing from the CP, and now we're hearing information that these guys receive money from outside sources to engage in acts that are intended to sabotage the collaborating political parties, then it's troubling. Now, it's troubling to one extent. It's troubling because the Liberian people are sick of political parties, many political parties. And so when we giving them grounds to be discouraged about participation or participating in political parties, then we should blame ourselves. If I say we, those who are trying to undermine the foundation of having strong political parties in Liberia, should be ashamed of themselves. But this is one thing they should know, right? This is one thing they should know. Liberians are not fools. They're not fools to the extent that they're not going to vote for maybe the collaborating political parties because they are collaborating political parties, or they're not going to vote for George Weah because you have a fragmented political parties, in the country. No, they are going to vote for people who have substance, people who are going to change their lives around. And with the multitude of political parties you have in Liberia, nobody's going to win the Liberia's elections in the first round, and you have to work together. You gotta build coalitions. If you're not build now, you will build if you should go to the second round. I'm saying this to say that since 2005, when I was in Liberia, the first elections, George Weah came 25, I think Ellen came 17, Brums came. I'm not that sure, don't hold me to that. But you had three parties that were on top. And for George Weah to win, and so for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to win, she had a big coalition. And George Weah had two big coalitions that went to the runoff election. Liberia will always have runoff elections. So for those who think that because the collaborating political parties are disintegrating, that gives George Weah the edge in the next elections, they might be fooling themselves, because George Weah will win or might win the elections based on what he accomplished and how he catered to the needs of the Liberian people from now to the next elections. And the other parties can win the election. Liberian party, most especially so, those parties that did well in the past two elections will still do well in the coming elections. Like the Liberty Party and the ALPR, they call it Communist Party, they will still do well in the next elections. But the thing they got to understand is they all have to start to work together and form strong political groupings. Instead of saying collaborating political parties, they got to merge now. They got to merge and come up with strategy, not just to win the presidential elections, but come up with strategy how to win more seats in the House and in the Senate. And at local elections, maybe municipal and chieftaincy elections. That's where the power is. But for us to see the guys all fighting, we see all these things on Facebook and WhatsApp, how people trying to undermine the collaborating political parties, and people saying that the CDC give money to people to go and undermine, to infiltrate this collaborating political party. It's troubling. But as I already alluded to, the Liberian people are not fools. They are going to come out during the next elections and vote for people based on the substance and based on what they have accomplished, or what the intent, what the vision is, or what the visions are for the country. I've been following Liberian politics for a very long time. Since 2000, let's say since 1990, since 1986. And I've seen how Liberian parties all disintegrate right after elections. Like the Unity Party, which I expected to be a formidable force, political force in Liberia, it's now like one of those smallest political parties in Liberia. Struggling. They broke. They led the country for 12 years. Like George Weah, CDC stayed in opposition for 12 years. Not only stay in opposition for 12 years, but they stay in opposition and they were a strong political party. Very strong political party. Contested all major elections in that country. And so it became so embarrassing that the Unity Party just left power. And they're struggling. I reading something on Facebook, and everybody now gets their news from Facebook. And they were saying that Unity Party was not, was unable to pay their rent, at their office space in Monrovia. I don't know how true that information is, but don't hold me to that. But the UP is not a strong force anymore, and I think for them to have a realistic chance of winning the next elections, they must all continue to work together, not just winning presidential elections, but for them to be relevant as a political institution. They need to work together. They need to work together. Instead of saying collaborating political party, they need to come to the and merge. And form a merge and come up with new names. If you say I'm wrong, go back from 1997, the election with Charles Taylor. Or maybe you can go back to the 1985 election, the election with Doe. And see how most of the political parties did in the elections. Most of them were not even able to win. They were unable to win 5% or more in the Liberian elections. Then you come to 2005. First, let's go to 1997 when Charles Taylor won the election by almost 75%. So that's the thing. 75%. All the political parties, some of them get 0.1%, some of them 1%, some of them 2%. They were not even able to get, more than 5% in the vote. So when they want to disintegrate the collaborating political parties for their own selfish gain, the Liberian people are looking. They are not fools. They are looking. And they are going to vote, as I already said, for the people who they believe have their best interests at heart. My advice to all these political parties is to start thinking different. Is to start doing their own internal polling and see whether they can win elections all by themselves. Do your own internal polling. They say, in the United States, maybe you can maybe set up a exploratory committee and see how you're going to do, or do your own polling, as I said, and see how you're going to make it, whether you can make it all by yourself. Actually, if you have 20, 25 political parties, it's going to be half of one party to win 50 plus 1% of the votes. So the only way you can do it is to collaborate with other political parties to give you a real chance winning the elections. For winning the elections. But when we continue to do the same, we will always come back and have the same results. 1997, I think, was the first time, and it will be the only time that anybody will win Liberia's elections in the first round. I can say this. There will be nobody who will win Liberian elections in the first round from now going forward. Nobody. So my advice to the collaborating political party is to stick together. To stick together and participate in all elections as a group. And maybe later on you say a collaborating political party, you can merge. Form a merger. Be a strong political force, not just for the coming elections, but for many elections to come. Thank you very much for watching me on the Marvel Point of View. I hope you guys are doing well. Everybody is staying safe from this COVID. We know the second round, especially in the United States, the second round of they say Omicron virus is very killing. It's very, making people sick. If you're not already getting your vaccine, I advise you, I encourage you to get vaccinated and do all you can to not keep yourself safe, but keep other people around you safe. Have a great day. I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye for now.